Good morning, or good evening should I say, where am I coming from? Welcome to the Grassroots Weekend, it's Sean Manley, your host for this evening. Hope everyone's keeping fine out there and you've had a great weekend up to now, especially with this weather. Dear me, July, what's happening to it? Can't believe it, we need some summer. I come home from Cyprus not so long ago, absolutely gloating in the sunshine, and to be fair, I came home to a little bit of a heat wave here. But the sun wasn't the same. We always talk about that. It was sort of like burning and clammy and just making you sweat, whereas Cyprus, over 100 degrees on 3 days of the holiday, and it was stifling, but it wasn't the same heat. I don't know what it is. Someone explain this to me, please, because you come to the UK and when we have a heat wave, everyone's just sweating and burning, and I don't know, it's a different heat. Maybe it is abroad, I don't know. It's the same sun, so why does it happen? Or is it just a myth? Is it just in our heads? I don't know. Anyway, July, absolutely unbelievable the weather. Whether we're going to have a late summer, an Indian summer, I'm not too sure, you know, with the climate change, as everyone says. Anyway, if you were out and about yesterday, if you're out and about today, I just hope that you show loads of respect on and off the field of play. It's all about the kids' enjoyment, it's all about the kids playing and, yeah, developing their skills, just the same as the young referees as well. Now, we all know that many referees out there, the youngsters, are there to make a bob or two, and that's great, because long days have gone, the paper rounds, the milk rounds, the bread rounds, many years ago, where you could go out and make a bob or two, and yeah, this is what it is. Refereeing has taken over that, so it gives the kids a bit of a chance to go and get a nest egg. Now, you can't begrudge them that whatsoever, so you need to get behind them and support them, because they're only developing their skills, learning the laws of the game, as they say, and the only way they can do that is with your support, because yeah, if sometimes they make a wrong decision, or many times the youngsters do, because it's the nerves setting in, and you've got to turn a blind eye to that. You've got to say, hold your hands up and just say, look, they're only kids developing, and all they're doing is officiating kids anyway. You know, no one's there to cheat any child out of football by giving a wrong decision, anything like that. No, they're not. But do you know what? If someone was shouting and screaming at me, and I was a kid there on that field of play, yeah, I would start giving decisions if it was obviously brave enough, because there's some almighty men out there who want to try and pick on kids, verbally abuse them, show aggressive behaviour towards them, thinking that they can get the last laugh and make that referee give them the decision. Well, that doesn't work, it doesn't happen, not this day and age. And the majority of people are brilliant, don't get me wrong, you know, there's a lot of people out there now supporting the young referees and giving them encouragement, and that's what they need, loads of encouragement as well. What you need to do is just, when you go out to a football match at grassroots level, you know, the kids, the youngsters, just ignore the referee, just let the referee get on with the game. That whistle goes, you just talk to someone next door, your neighbour, and just start having a conversation, not about that decision was wrong, about, you know, general, life in general, maybe the Euros, whatever it may be, just talk and get yourself off that subject if you're getting yourself het up, because irate parents and spectators are just not welcome at grassroots football. It shouldn't be allowed, and we know the governing bodies have set in stone now that they're really clamping down on this misbehaviour, which is a good thing, because the kids don't want to see it either, and it's your kids. Remember, you are first and foremost the role model to those kids, whether you're auntie, uncle, granddad, grandparent, brother, sister, or mum or dad. You are the role model, they look up to you, and if you start misbehaving, then it's going to rub off. And we know there's some people out there who just think, yeah, just have a go, don't let him push you, don't let her push you, push back, kick them if you have to, and that's what you hear, you do hear, and it's unfortunately, it's when they just come into the football until they get told and they start understanding the laws of the games, and that's why it's so important to let your parents know what you expect of them before they go out on that field of play with the kids. tell them as well, let the kids play, the referees can sort them out. You, as a coach, should be talking to your parents and saying, let the kids play. Let them play and enjoy the game. They're developing now. 99.9% of the time, when kids are youngsters there, they will make more mistakes than anyone. But do you hear that referee having a go at them saying, you should have passed there, you should have done this, you should have done that? No. And that's what you have to instill into your parents as well, because it's unfair that if that referee makes what you think is a wrong decision, then you shouldn't berate them, you shouldn't have a go at them, show aggressive behaviour. You should just leave them to develop and learn the laws of the game their way. If they know they're wrong, they're wrong. And I've talked to many referees, young female referees, and they come to me and say, I think I made the wrong decision. But they can't go back on it. They've made that decision. Imagine if all the referees, I'll just change my mind, I'll give you that goal. Don't worry, it'd be a farce. Anyway, whenever you're out and about, and hopefully it was this weekend, that you behaved and you made the referee feel welcome, very welcome, because shaking hands costs you nothing. It's simple as that. Just go out there, enjoy the kids' football, let the kids enjoy it, let the referees enjoy it, and you enjoy it as well. And then come home, and everyone should be happy till the following game. That's all it is. There's plenty of games coming up, win, lose or draw. Honestly, they come thick and fast. And when the new season starts, which isn't far away in September, that's when it does, a lot of people get het up. And that's why I say to the coaches, talk to the parents, spectators, and let them know what you expect of them when they're on the sidelines supporting their kids. It should be everyone's kids that they're supporting. Let them know that as well. But you need to safeguard your children, because you have duty of care for all the kids on that field of play. Remember that as well. Now then, heading of the ball, excuse me, that's coming in to force next season. Now, if the ball go out of play now, the kids who are normally on the throw-in will just dribble that ball in. That's what it's going to be. And if I'm right, please get in touch with me if I'm wrong, mal@don'texttheline.com. The kid can dribble in and have the shot, but you can't pass to someone else. They can't have the shot at goal. Tell me if I'm wrong. Now, it's an indirect free kick if anyone heads the ball. And I think if it's in the area, it's either side of the goal, the nearest to where that incident happened. Now, my worry is, and I've been watching and taking it in grassroots football now, I'm watching it in a different way, and I'm watching the kids, how they're playing and what they're doing. Now, I can see massive problems coming here because I've heard nothing about the corners yet. Now, if we're stopping the throw-ins and we're inviting corner kicks, what are we going to do? Are the corner kicks can only be kept on the ground? Because that would just be a total farce. You couldn't, it's not a game of football. You may as well do away with corner kicks as well. And, you know, my honest opinion, I don't know whether it's really been proven yet about later life dementia. Yes, you could say, no it hasn't, but we're safeguarding the kids for the future. Now, surely you need records. We know there's players who have had dementia. Now, we know, and I was one of them, used to play with one of these balls. You may as well kick a brick around, because that's the way they were. They were cases when they got wet, and that was 9 times out of 10. It was like kicking a brick or heading a brick. Believe me, that's what's probably caused your head injuries and what have you. Now, people are telling me, everyone's coming to me and saying, look at these kids who are boxing, you have headgear, but it's 10 to a dozen. They're getting punched in the head, in the face, and nothing's been said. Now, that doesn't happen in football, thankfully. You might get the odd scuffle, odd punch, but no, it's not a boxing match, it's a football match. And 9 times out of 10, there's not as many headers of the ball that we're seeing. Yes, there is still heading of the ball. Now, we ban this before we know anything about dementia in the future. And my argument is, this is what I'm saying. I was talking to the lads who develop, or they work next door to me, they have these 3G pitches and they lay them as well, or 4G pitches if you want. Now, in America, I think they're banning all the rubber. You've heard the stories, but in the UK, they're not. Now, they've built and spent thousands of pounds on hubs. Thousands of pounds they've spent on hubs for football. Grass has been done away with. Now, work this out. No one is abandoning those 3G or 4G pitches due to the rumours of it's causing cancer. And the kids are all messing around with the rubber bits. And you see them, they're throwing them everywhere. No one's stopping them, and this is what's happening. And they're lying down and sitting down on the pitch, and I'm watching them and stopping them. And you, be honest, your trainees, you go on these 3G pitches, everyone knows you're taking tons of rubber home with you. Now you are. Now people are all just putting that as a myth, as just rumours. The FA know about it, they're doing nothing about it. But they've stopped the heading of the ball because of suspected dementia in later life. Where do we draw the line? Where do we balance this out? Do we ban the 3G, 4G pitches because people have concerns? I don't think it's the parents, the managers, the coaches who have the concerns on the heading of the ball, because they are lighter to many, many years ago, and they're still developing lighter balls, the manufacturers, you know that, to make it easier. And we're not talking about flyaways, dear me, it's, you know, that's what we don't want in football. But I think, my honest opinion, the heading of the ball, it's being taken out, and it's going to look like a farce. And I'm talking to many managers, coaches out there as well, committee members, and I've not heard one person for it at the moment. We know they've been developed already, and people they've been practicing this in other leagues, and they've been putting on trials, and they say it's very successful. But I've also talked to people who said they've been to those trials and the kids are putting the boots higher. And also, you've got a defender and that ball comes over. Okay, in grassroots football, is there a defender, such a thing? Now, I've watched and I've seen kids and they'll try and head the ball and they'll win it. And the striker's running in. Now, when they know they can't head the ball, are they going to either handball it, where they'll be got told to by the coach, or are they going to duck? And that striker comes in, scores the goal, and the kid's blaming himself or herself for not heading, and everyone's blaming him, saying, why didn't you handball it? That's what they're all going to say. They're going to encourage kids to handball it if it's going over their head, to give away that indirect free kick. You know, it's another way of looking at things, and to me, to be honest, I just don't believe. I'm against it, and we're going to have guests coming in the studio. We're all going to be talking about it, what you think about the heading of the ball, the indirect free kick. It's just my honest opinion. Me, obviously, I'm glad I've stepped down. I'll leave all that to the other managers when they take that on board. And I've talked to, you know, coaches who've got 60 odd teams. I don't know how it's going to work in the academies. Will they stop the heading? Have they already stopped the heading of the ball? You know, later on, it's up to under 12s, and later on, you're going to talk to these kids and you're going to say to them, right, this is how you make a throw in. So they're going to be learning at 12 years of age or over, at 13 years of age, of how to throw the ball in. Okay, you reckon the older kids, they'll pick it up more, but you still see foul throws now in the professional game. So these are kids, and they've got to learn, and later on in life, how to throw a ball. And by then, when these kids, if they're only 7 now, will everyone have forgotten what it was? How do we practice that? Take that ruling out now, throwing up the ball. The new coaches coming in will go, how do you throw the ball? Or are we going to have a different way of throwing it? I don't know. But I believe that we should keep the heading in the game in grassroots football. It's not going to happen. I'm not big enough to stop that change, you know. But I'm sure there'll be a lot of coaches and managers really against it. And as I say, we're going to invite guests in about this, talking about it, what their thoughts are. And hopefully we will get 1 or 2 from the county FAs, or maybe even the FA, and say as to why and what the benefits will be in the future and how the kids will develop. But I'm talking to referees now, and I don't know whether you'd agree with me, and I'm saying to them, what is the point of pulling these kids on foul throws now? What is the point if we're getting rid of foul throws? And people say, yeah, but that's the game now, that's the way it is. Let them keep doing it. It's pointless. It really is pointless. You may as well have said, I'll just go on, start dribbling the ball in now. But people don't want to do it. I've watched it, and I can see the mistakes, and I can see high boots, I can see overhead kicks, I can see things happening like that. And will more kids be hurt? You know, I've heard that, you know, kicking high, and you're gonna give direct free kicks for that. There's going to be a lot more. And referees, you're putting a lot of pressure on the referees now to learn more laws of the game. Well, laws of the game, rules, they still have to be, because it's not a law. Because if it was a law, it'd have to go to the professional game as well. But it's not, it's going to be grassroots. So we're separating football now, professional and amateur. Well, not amateur, I don't even know, kids. Is it football? You know, because the amateur game won't ban the throw-ins either. And then we've got the sin bin law, and I think it's you're off for 10 minutes, but it's a £12 fine as well. That's coming in. Now I think every referee should explain that to a manager, because I saw a post on the social media where one referee has come up onto a forum and turned around and said, I can't wait, I'm not going to be telling any of these managers, I'm just going to, there you go, instant fine when I submit someone. Well, that's unfair, and I don't think that was right. I think the referees should explain to all managers, so they're all aware of the new rule that's coming in from IFAB apparently, that it's an instant fine of £12. So it's going to be a lot more money to the county FA, so they're going to be very, very happy with that indeed. It's either 10 minutes or 12 minutes. No, it's £12 fine. It's 10 minutes for the sin bin. Whether it's coming into the smaller side, I'm not too sure. I'll have to look that up. But if you've got any more information, please let me know, Mal at jonesextraline.com. Now, obviously, I want you to have your say. If you agree, this is my opinion. Don't forget, we've all got opinions about the new laws of the game or rules of the game. Now, they can only be rules now. They can't be laws, because if it's laws, it's mandatory. We know that this is coming in, and we're stopping the throw-ins. The more I think of it, the more I think it, you know, small side of football is going to be. It's just not. Your opinions, I need your opinions, your thoughts. Yeah, we've got to do it, or you've got to do it, and I just wonder what your thoughts are as well. If you want to come into the studio, get in touch with me. You can add me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites as well. And if you're a referee as well, what's your thoughts on all these new rulings coming in, mandatory, because it's down to yourselves to keep check on this one. How do you feel about it? I've talked to many referees as well, and I can honestly tell you that most of them are unhappy with that as well. They say that the game's being ruined as well. So I think everyone in grassroots football has their opinion, and I'd like it to come out here as well. I'd like your opinion, I'd like all these managers and coaches to state what their feelings are on non-heading of the ball. Well, there you go. It's come to the end of another great show. Hopefully it's a great show to you. Yes, the Euros are still on. We'll discuss all the Euros with our young commentators coming up on Friday. Hopefully we'll have a full crew with them, because they're going to have a nice 6-week, 7-week break. Most of them are going away to enjoy their holidays, and you need to, because as I say, the weather is atrocious. But I hope respect on and off the field of play has been absolutely magic wherever you have been. If you've seen anything untoward, aggressive behaviour, verbal abuse, excuse me, at grassroots football, then get your message in to me as well. Obviously we'll keep it all down. We'll only go by what you tell us and where it was, and your thoughts on it as well, please. I think it's getting better from the sidelines. I really, really do. Since we brought out our Respect campaign, everyone's supporting us. We're independent now. I'm not affiliated to the county FA, because I've folded the two teams. And obviously, if you want to know why, just go back on the shows, or just ask me in person when you see me at grassroots football, and I'll tell you exactly why I've done that. Thank you very, very much for tuning into the Grassroots Show. We'll be back again on Friday with young commentators. In the meantime, put your feet up, relax, have a great Sunday, end of the week, and enjoy work the rest of the week. and I bet you can't wait till grassroots football begins again. Myself, Mal Lee, and all the teammates, Grassroots Show, Don't Cross Line, Respect Programme, Heart of Gold Initiative, No Ref, No Game. We'll see you on Friday evening. Good night, God bless.